I think when you're in the competition, you're just kind of bricks.
You're like, I need to win, and how do I make myself win? I've never used any of these things before.
I mean, I don't know anyone that paints with smoke grenades. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to No More Ink, the official after show for Ink Master that also gives you the latest in the world of tattooing. I'm your host, Ryan Ashley, and joining me today is someone who you've probably seen pop up in your social media, influencer and glitter tattoo goddess, Amanda Graves. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm amazing. First of all, there is no other guest for this episode that I could see sitting in that chair other than you. When I think about glitter tattoos, I think about your work. I've been following you for a while, and you just crush, dude.
Thank you.
You're creating this whole style that's just so special and new. So thanks for being here.
Of course. Thanks for having me. This is amazing.
Cool
to be here.
Well, let's get into what went down on episode 3 of Ink Master. Here's your official spoiler alert if you haven't watched yet. We start off with the very first Flash Challenge of the season. The 12 contestants who have secured a shop are split into 3 teams of 4. This week they're being tested on contrast, where they will create a large work of art by painting with multicolored smoke grenades. So Amanda, being a tattooer that has not competed on Ink Master, when you watch these crazy challenges that these artists have to do, what goes through your mind about the whole process and experience?
I honestly think I could never do that, especially with the Flash challenges. I feel like it's a lot of pressure with mediums I've never used before. Like tattooing is my medium, so I'm like props to them.
Yeah.
Props to them.
It's intimidating.
It is.
And you never know how you're gonna approach it, but you know what the truth is? Flash challenges, oh man, they're so awesome. Because it's like a bunch of adults at summer camp doing a really crazy art project together, if that
When you
makes
look at
sense.
it like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're smart, you look at it like that.
Yeah.
I think when you're in the competition, you're just kind of bricks.
You're like, I need to win, and how do I make myself win? I've never used any of these things before. Maybe I have, but
Yeah.
I feel like most of the time it's very new for most of the people on it. They're
Most
like,
of the time.
I've never done this before.
I mean, I don't know anyone that paints with smoke grenades. That's
Didn't know
insane.
you could do that.
Trust me, I didn't either, but we were proved otherwise.
Yeah.
The winner of the Flash Challenge is Ishnard's team. Congratulations, you will have the power to assign all the human canvases in the elimination tattoo together.
Uh-oh.
So out of these 3 crazy pieces of art, which one was your favorite?
Honestly, the one that won. It was the one that drew me in, and I feel like it was done the best. Just the contrast, the actual design, and then the texture in the eye. I was so impressed with that one.
Me too.
Yeah, all of them, but that one was the one that stuck out.
This is fun. We get to talk about something you're very familiar with, glitter tattoos.
Yes, very familiar. Yeah.
When did you start doing this as your specialty?
In 2022, I had this late night idea. I have this like big tattoo tomorrow. It's supposed to be like Sailor Moon themed. And the reference she sent was like glittery, like deviant art, like some digital artist made it. And I said, you know, that would be really cool if I made it look like it was made of realistic glitter. So I just had this idea one day just to make the dots smaller and approach it more like realism. And it worked, and it went crazy, and I was like, I think I did something, and it just, from there, just took off.
It really did.
Yeah.
I mean, I've loved seeing your work come in because
you.
it's so believable.
When I first got it on video and looking at it in person, you know, sometimes it doesn't look as good on camera, and I was like, this looks just like it does in person.
translated.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, this is great.
How did you figure out how to get the texture? Was it trial and error?
It was, but I feel like from the beginning of it, it did hit the first time. But you have to like refine it as it goes depending on that person's skin, their skin tone, what they're getting, the colors you're using.
Yeah.
So I feel like as those challenges have presented themselves, I've had to kind of innovate as I go. But yeah, I mean, it is a lot of trial and error for sure.
I think the thing that I love most about your body of work is that you've somehow seamlessly incorporated glitter and making it look really believable with a long list of different styles.
I think that's what keeps me like not going insane, because like people ask all the time, how do you do just that every day? But I think with the challenge of I want to make this realistic, or I want to do fine line, or I want to do this to be illustrative, it keeps it fresh. you know?
Exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
In all the different ways.
Yeah.
And it shows that glitter is universal.
Yeah, it is. Everybody should get glitter.
I agree.
Everybody.
It was really hard during the competition when the artists had glitter as a challenge because as a judge, we're not allowed to give them hints or clues or
Right.
influence them
Right.
on how to do something like this. And some of the artists during this challenge, they were wiggling, man. It was so intimidating for a
Oh,
lot of these guys.
Like, we do get a lot of inquiries just generally for that style at my shop, and not everybody at the shop does it, but they want clients too, so they're like, I'll take that on, but I'm sweating because, like, how do I do it? And once I break it down, it's like a aha moment. They don't realize how timid they're being when doing it, and they're like, oh, okay, I see now. Because it is a little bit like blending color, but you don't think that because you're using just dots. You
The
know?
thing is with the glitter is you're not just creating a texture, you're creating an illusion.
Correct, yeah.
Right? And depending on if you're doing a flat tattoo and the glitter is flat, it's not going to have the same light source on it.
Right.
And so when you render the tattoos that you do, it's like, man, I've seen you do realism glitter and it looks real, and it's not just a texture thing, it's an illusion.
I always tell people it's like if I'm looking at tattooing water, like realistic water, I really zoom in on that picture and I see like the shapes and the colors they use because it's not always what you think. You do a yellow glitter, you don't think maybe I need to use a purple or brown base, but you do once you kind of zoom in and see those tones. So I feel like it's the same kind of approach. You know, it's not as flat as people think.
Yeah, you got to break it down into little pieces and figure out what it actually is that you're looking for.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's time for Choose Your Skull. The tattoo requests from human canvases on Ink Master include a pretty diverse range of designs. So let's take a look at some of our favorites from this episode.
Yeah, I can speak a skull. I can up some people.
He's so cute.
What you looking to get?
A glittery centipede monster.
Centipede monster.
Pete Monster.
I would pick that one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
A glittery Japanese dragon.
No. No one wants the dragon. No. Unless you have 6 months,
Yeah, I hate
not
drawing
6
dragons.
hours.
Black and gray Pegasus with glittery phoenix wings and tail.
Come on, horse boy.
That's the one.
You would pick?
I would pick that one.
Yeah?
100%.
Color realism motorcycle.
Jesus.
No. Nope.
Nope. A neo-traditional glittery Medusa with glittery snakes.
Medusas are the kiss of death on this
know,
competition.
yeah.
It's just too much.
It is.
Bouquet of neon flowers.
That's not bad.
I'd pick that. 'Cause
Yeah.
you could do whatever
Yeah,
with it. It's
absolutely.
just a base.
A glittery, colorful, illustrative wizard hedgehog.
Yeah,
the
the
hedgehog.
wizard hedgehog. That one's cool too.
Glittery Japanese Daruma doll with glittery sticker-style origami cranes.
That one would be cool, the Daruma doll.
Yeah, for sure.
Glittery, neo-traditional Brachiosaurus.
Like a dinosaur.
Dinosaurs are always the one.
Always awesome, yeah.
I honestly love the Pegasus. I've done so many like unicorns and things like that. I just feel like it translates well, and I would have done like the body all iridescent and the wings a rainbow or something. There's a lot of cool ones, but that was the one.
Isn't it funny how like 10 different artists in the room have 10 different brains and they'll choose 10 different things?
Absolutely.
Based on like what because when you hear something out loud, like a crazy request like that,
Yeah.
right? Do you see it in your mind?
100%.
Your mind builds it
Yeah.
already, right? Like
Yep.
it's in there and you just have to make it come out.
And if it doesn't, then I'm like,
totally.
you know? I'm like, I don't know.
Totally. Which ones out of these do you think were the hardest?
The motorcycle.
Motorcycle.
I feel like it just too much. Because to make it look real, or even not, there's so many lines and details, and then you're adding like a glitter texture to that, which is like insane.
And you're doing it on the stomach.
Literally.
It's
crazy.
like perfect circles and straight lines on a part of the body that is probably not straight.
Right.
Right? There's not many people in the world that have a totally flat stomach.
Right.
I would say the vast
Right.
majority have curves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
So it's like, how do you make a circle look round?
And they're breathing
They're
and
breath-
talking.
Oh,
and-
yeah. The locomotive, too. The whole train.
Yep.
It's like, how do you
Yeah.
compartmentalize that? How do you like shrink it down to, first of all, fit and sit right?
And design it to look right in that spot. That's such like a
Totally.
wide canvas.
Well, the dragon, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Dragon's
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
I would have just
Anything
tried
with
to do that.
scales,
Scales.
I'm good.
We are going to revisit a prior season for our segment, Ink Remastered, which gives a former contestant a shot at redoing the tattoo that sent them home. Today, we have a different Amanda from season 10. Let's take a look at her Technicolor hot air balloon.
Today, you must tattoo Technicolor hot air balloons. Amanda.
First question is, between the balloon and the basket, what's going on there?
I was under the impression that the flame was more up in the actual balloon, so I didn't design it to where there was the middle part with the flame.
It just looks like it's not done.
I'm having a hard time with Amanda's. The outline is so thin, your tattoo doesn't have the bones to support the weight that you put in the color.
I did choose the wrong line weights for a lot of this tattoo. I think I just kind of got ahead of myself when I was designing it and thinking I could do all this color in the amount of time I had.
Amanda, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master. Please pack your machines and close shop.
Well, it's definitely a lot bigger.
Yeah,
Oh,
totally
look at
different. It's cute.
It's so cute.
It's very cute.
I mean, I already much prefer the design, even just as
yeah,
a stencil.
the flow and everything. Yeah, absolutely.
She's making sure the flame gets done first.
Yeah, she's like, listen.
All right, you know what I forgot last time? Like, let's just. It's like I have to remember your keys, and you put them in your bag first.
So is it like a mushroom?
I hope it's a mushroom balloon.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope to God.
It's cute.
So cute.
The little shadows underneath, like the little mushroom.
Look at
oh
the
yeah!
house.
Wow, you could see the growth.
Oh my gosh, this tattoo is rad.
Yeah, it's super cool.
This one's like night and day.
It's night and day, especially because in the middle, like section where she uses that cloth tone, compared to the two big contrasted points on the top and bottom, I feel like it gives it everything.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
wow.
good.
It doesn't even look like the same artist.
No, totally different style.
Wow. Line weight, which they had a huge problem with in the first one, looks awesome in the second attempt.
I love the little house.
It's adorable.
Like the little hobbit house and like the shadow on the left side of the house, it just makes the front look so bright.
And look how cute it is that the little flame coming out of the chimney of the house is the
oh,
flame that
cute.
lights the balloon.
I love it.
I would get this tattoo.
Yeah.
Little mushroom balloon.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's take a look at this episode's art.
You will have 6 hours to outshine the competition with a glitter tattoo on the stomach.
I'm gonna need all 6 of those hours.
Every second.
If your tattoo doesn't sparkle, you will be going home.
So this was Allie's Medusa.
So I feel a way about the glitter. I might be biased because green is my favorite glitter to do. So when doing like any kind of blending, you want to have like your highlight points, which is where your white should go. So for this one, I would have just like went super hard on that. Like where she has like the shadow points of like the dark green, I would have like made those darker and brought them out a lot more and done more of that. Because you rely too much on the light colors and then you don't really get that pop. The dark dots are just like a little bit too big. I feel like people are scared. They feel like it's gonna take too much time.
Yeah.
So they're just like, I'm just gonna punch it in.
When the dots are too big, it looks more like quinoa.
Yeah, okay.
So this was Boucher, and he was asked basically for an entire locomotive.
I actually really like this one. I enjoy this one. I don't even think the glitter is like poorly done. I think that if he just used smaller needles, it would have been money.
The gold and the silver work because gold and silver have so much white in them with the metallic.
Yeah.
I feel like the red would have been hardier and richer if he actually used less white and a really strong, dark
blood red.
Yeah,
for sure.
Some crimson-y color in there. I agree.
But yeah, this one, I
strong
think is
tattoo
great.
though. This is Ishnard's. The canvas requested a Bronchiosaurus, but I think Ish just did some cool, crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the design's pretty sick. I think it's fun. I think he did almost the best with the way I attempt to do it. If he just went even darker with some of the shadow points, like in the blue in the wings, if he didn't make that solid and just made that all glitter, like that would have been pretty cool too.
I agree. I really love though how he has the contrast, word of the day, of the super flat solid areas against the glitter and how he has it transforming into another. I think the difference between those two complement each other really well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like
cool
this one.
tattoo.
Keahi absolutely crushed this.
Yeah.
Probably the most impressive for the day in terms of how the does someone do that?
And it's huge.
For all of that work, how big it is, how crazy it is, in 6 hours, he had to have been hauling ass.
Had
right?
to have. Yeah, especially with all the details and like the mechanics of the
Yeah.
bike.
So
Insane.
how is there absolutely zero irritation?
It's just skin.
just skin. Like he wasn't even
Crazy.
wiping it or anything.
Yeah.
This was very, very impressive.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about the glitter part of it?
I could see that he wasn't relying solely on dots where the glitter was. I
Yeah.
could see he pulled out those blues first and then kind of went back in. I think if he left more room for the white, it would have been fine. So if he did that, I think it would have been even more punchy. I mean, you could see that it's starting.
It's just too good of a tattoo.
It is,
Like,
it is. Either way, great
who cares
tattoo.
about that part? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just great. Oh, this was Luca's wizard porcupine with no right arm. But it's so cute, isn't it?
I can't even like judge because I would be so nervous on this show. I'd probably do the same thing. But I think the tattoo's cool. I mean, glitter, I don't know.
So during the debate, we were trying to break this down, being like, well, what is fairy dust? Don't you think it would be glitter? Does that
Right,
count?
right,
and so we're
right.
like doing these categories of glitter and what's glitter and what's
Right.
the difference and all of that. Because to me, it looked like sparkly sand,
Yeah.
which isn't
Yeah.
the same as glitter.
Correct, yeah.
But this was a really cute little tattoo.
It
I thought.
is. It's crazy. I would have not imagined that design idea this way.
Yeah.
I would have
Seen it differently.
totally different.
Me too. But I like it.
Yeah.
This was Matt's tattoo. His canvas wanted an upside down bat. This is an awesome tattoo, except I don't understand the glitter at all. What do you think?
You could still have that heavy black. I would have just made it black glitter then. Like
Yes.
brought those black dots in and then just did a maybe like even like a grayish blue and then finish it with white.
I agree. Something that bugs me is the coolness of the red in the arms and the ears and the warmth of the pink.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think it works.
Yeah, I agree.
I think if you're gonna make the arms red, you gotta bring that same red
Yeah.
into the wings.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's like random. It kind of doesn't bring you to the entirety of the tattoo.
Yeah, it's just like pink glitter wings that got really dirty and you can't really scrub it off
Yeah.
and it's like ruined now. And you gotta throw it out. You know?
Yep.
Solid tattoo. but
Yeah.
Glitter. This tattoo was done by Mike. It was the one that you wanted.
And I would have done it different, but I could see the start of something cool. Especially in the tail, you could see the start of some nice glitter effect there, but then it just felt in the wings up top, it got lazy.
It got lazy and it got light at a lot of spots.
Yeah,
where-
like the top of the wings, I'm like, they're not gonna be there.
And if they're glitter wings, have the outlines start to dot out so it's not just like, look, it's like somebody took an eraser and like erased
Yep.
the top of it.
Yep.
To stick some glitter in. But the frustrating thing about this one for us was we've seen Mike in this competition do a few horses.
Yeah, so this was like his thing.
And he specializes in them.
It's the glitter.
It's
they
the
hear that
glitter.
word and they're like,
Freak out.
yeah, meltdown.
This one was OJ's Neon Bouquet of Flowers.
I just feel like he was probably very stressed about the glitter. That's what it feels like. He didn't know how to make it look real, which was probably what he wanted to do, but also give the glitter effect.
In some areas of the glitter, like I believe it was the blue tulips, we felt like he started to kind of get it a little bit, but look at the lilies on top. There's nothing
Yeah.
in, there's just unfinished.
I would have just
You know?
used dots for that whole thing.
Make it really weird.
Yep.
Yeah, this wasn't my favorite. This is done by Seth. The canvas wanted a centipede monster. This is the one I think I would have picked.
I think the design's pretty cool, placement's pretty cool, but it's also like a weird angle, so it might have looked different in person as well.
No, it looked like that.
Oh, okay. Maybe I would have moved it up or kind of made it a little bit wider to kind of go with their anatomy, but I don't know, I feel like the glitter, like just, again, it just needs more contrast. Like I would have used like a navy or black to the blue, especially because the black in the hair is heavy. So it would have been cool to have some of that in the glitter as well.
Yeah, we felt like it was a little top heavy with the black, and even if like the very bottom of the centipede was solid black,
Right.
slowly
Right.
coming into the glitter, it would
Yeah.
have showed more contrast
Yep.
and balance.
Yeah, because you still need to approach glitter the same way you would normal shading. Like, where's the shadows? Where's the focal points? Where's the light?
Yeah, I agree. Tennille pulled this off in 6 hours. It was clean, smooth, solid, dope. 6 hours. Look how
Yeah,
big it is.
it's
This is
insane.
a big dude.
It's insane. And the spot where it's at.
F***ing crazy that she did this. It's so good. This was definitely one of my favorite tattoos of the day. How do you feel about the glitter?
It more looks like an aura coming out of the book. I wouldn't say glitter, I would say more like sparkle, like magic.
Reminds me of seltzer.
Yeah, soda.
More of seltzer.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You know, like seltzer commercial, they pour it in the cup and all the bubbles fizz.
But I feel just the style that she did, and it's super, super well done. She probably was like, how the hell am I supposed to put glitter in this?
Well, we told her, we were like, Tennille, if you only in that middle area, if you did a bright green glitter and left the rest black and white, that would have worked.
Yeah.
This was Kyra's tattoo. This was tattoo of the day. We were really impressed by it.
It's a great tattoo. The shapes, the depth, the shadow behind it, it's a great tattoo.
One of our favorite parts on this one was the actual depth of the rim or the lip around the face. When you look at it, it's like she was able to render it to look so realistic where the light hits that ridge and then the darkness comes right after it. You feel like you could feel the texture of it, that ridge right there. But we loved how she was successful in the glitter effect in the shadowed portions and the portions that are in the light.
I love that because you don't necessarily need white to look like glitter in the whole tattoo, because obviously there's going to be some parts where it's gonna be covered with, like, you know, a shadow, which she did well.
My favorite effect on this one is above the face, how she has a clump or cluster of white dots, but they're so imperfect.
Yeah.
It's a really cool effect.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And then on the very bottom, you see the two little sparkles that actually look sparkly?
Yeah.
It's like a little star. Bing!
So
just
cute.
like one of them is hitting the light.
Yeah.
And man, it's those little tricks that change everything about a tattoo.
Oh, absolutely.
This is Emily's full body dragon. This was the tattoo that ultimately went home this week.
As far as the glitter, I just feel like she was trying to approach it in a very traditional way, but you could still make the body look round with glitter instead of making that sharp line break, and it's just too chunky.
It is.
I could see where it would have worked if she made the dots a little smaller.
The thing with this one is today we were testing contrast.
Right.
And I think it would have been an incredible showing of contrast if Emily did the traditional dragon the way that it is and then made the glitter look really realistic, like 3D
100%.
with the shape.
Yep.
Because that would show contrast in styles in one tattoo.
Yep.
But for me, it's like,
yeah, because it's hard, especially when you get into the face. Like, the face is so small. So what, you're gonna fit like 3 dots in there if you use something too big, you know? So you really gotta take your time, single needle, 3 round line or something like that.
It looks more like a calico dragon
Yeah.
than glitter.
Yeah.
The judges have decided, Emily, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
I appreciate everything that you guys told me. It's only gonna make me a better artist. And hey, I get to go back to my babies. I'm looking forward to that.
The person that you presented in this competition is a person that both of your babies are forever gonna be so proud of.
This isn't the end of my story.
Ultimately, Emily goes home. How do you feel about that decision, and who would you have picked?
I agree. I think that overall, that was probably the one that stuck out to me.
What piece of advice would you give to tattooers that would want to attempt a glitter tattoo?
I would just say patience. I feel like patience is the biggest thing. They get really overwhelmed by all the dots and they're just like, I'm just gonna go hard on this.
Yeah.
Take your time, use smaller needles, pack your dots in closer.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Take your time.
Take your time.
Have you heard the saying, how do you eat an elephant?
No.
One bite at a time. But your new thing should be like, how do you do a glitter tattoo? One dot at a time.
One dot at a time.
Let's take a look at some of your tattoos.
Let's do it.
I think it's only appropriate. Wow. When I look at this, I think I could actually understand how the eye of someone not in the industry would assume that it was really glitter.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a sticker.
Thank you. This one was super fun. And it was on a client that I have been tattooing for a really long time. And this one was done right around the time that everything kind of took off. And I was like, can I get like a few clients that could come in and let me like do more of this to see like if I really did a thing or if that was a fluke? And then I made this and we were both like geeking out because we were like, this looks like it in person. Like, and it still looks great. I see her all the time. I think the use of white helps a lot with the pictures because it just punches, you know, just especially when you have like that contrast there.
Wow. I mean, it's so believable.
Thanks.
Let's look at the next one. Whoa! It's the light source.
This one was done in like an hour and a half. This was one of my first ones too. And I literally used a single needle for the entire texture.
What?
Which I don't do too much now because it just takes forever. but you can see the difference between this and some of the other ones, like single needle the whole time.
It's so transfixing. Like when I see your work, I'm like, how does she do it? And I'll zoom in, I'll zoom real big and look at it. It's not just the glitter that's impressive. Your tattoos are crispy, dude.
Thank you.
Your tattoos
Thank
are
you.
clean, solid, bold. I mean, the line work that you put into the skin before you even attempt the glitter is killer.
Thank
man.
you.
They're solid.
That almost means more than the glitter. Because as an artist, you know, technically, like you want to be respected for the basics, you know.
Technical always comes first to us. Is it a good tattoo in the skin? Right,
exactly.
Is it put in properly? Is it clean, smooth, solid? And your work always is first and foremost, yeah. Whoa, rainbow glitter.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so the coolest part about this is how you created the plane of the undershadow under the chin of the little ducky by using cool tones as opposed to warm. It's brilliant.
Yeah, thank you.
It's so smart.
I think this was like the first iridescent one I did.
Yeah.
I said, let me try something. And she was like, go off, girl. I said, okay.
It's cool.
Thank you.
It gives the effect, it gives shape. It's just neat. So, glitter tattoos. We love them. You love them, I love them. Are they sticking around or is it a trend?
Well, they better stick around because I love my job and I love what I do. I think that it has been viewed as a trend and I've gotten many nice comments about how I'm just trendy and doing things as a gimmick and blah, blah, blah. But as a real artist, you know what goes into it. And I think this episode is pretty cool because you can see how challenging it is to do this kind of texture and make it look the way that I've gotten it to make it look, which is super cool.
The way you talk about it, you're like, it's all dots. It sounds and seems like it would be easy.
Right.
But obviously, we just watched a very large group of strong artists struggle.
And they were very talented artists, very talented.
It's obviously not as easy as it looks.
I remember Ishnard came up to me at a convention last year and he was like, how do you do it? And I was like, just dots. And he was like, so cool. And I was like, yeah.
He got the inside scoop years ago. That's probably why his was so good.
Yeah. He was like, do you shade? And I said, just dots.
Well, this was lovely. I am so glad you got to come for this episode.
Thank you.
You're the best.
I appreciate you guys having me. This was super nice and fun.
Cool.
And it's awesome to see like a style I do on Ink Master. Like I've always thought about it, but seeing it come to fruition is really, really humbling and cool.
Do you know what that means though? It means that experiment you did in 2022 changed the trajectory of not only your career, but it created a new subcategory in the world of tattooing.
Absolutely.
And in my opinion, that's an impact.
You know, a lot of people as in their industry or whatever it is, want to just be successful at what they do, but I've always wanted to do something different because I always idolize that. Seeing someone do something that hasn't been done before or be known for a style, maybe it's the Leo in me, but I'm like, I want to do that. And then seeing that happen, I feel like you just got to manifest it.
Manifest, dude. It's the key to everything.
It is.
So everyone should follow you. Why don't you tell everyone where to find you and see your stuff?
Yeah, so I'm on everything because I'm a social media crazy person. TikTok and Instagram are Amanda Graves Tattoo. And then I'm doing a lot of YouTube stuff, just vlogging. I do a lot with my personal life because I do a lot with competitive cheer and I coach and my daughter does it. So it's a huge part of my life and I love that my clients know that about me when they come in. So my biggest venture right now is YouTube because I want people to kind of get to know me and I think it's just super fun. So I've been doing a lot of that. And that's just Amanda Dark Arts, I think is my handle on there.
And where do you tattoo out of?
I tattoo at Dark Arts Tattoo Studio in Bel Air, Maryland. Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
East Coast.
East Coast.
Very cool. Everybody should check out Amanda. She's incredible. And that's it for No More Ink. Don't forget to watch this season of Ink Master on Paramount Plus and check out the Ink Master YouTube channel for everything Ink Master. Yay!